Hey guys, Arin Darcan here from Call Center Mastery. One of our members sent us a call from one of their appointment setters and they want me to dissect it live and give them some feedback. So I'm going to listen to it with you guys and give all the raw feedback on how I think they could improve and what they did well. But yeah, I'm literally just going to jump straight into this.
Hello.
So cool. You guys hopefully can hear this.
Hello.
Hi, Diana.
Yes.
Hey Diana, how's it going? This is Franco calling from Blevins.
So the first thing is that his name Sprinkle, like his accent sounds great. The first thing is his name, Sprinkle. That kind of flags to me that he's not from here, especially to the older generation. They're gonna be like this lady is talking about refinancing her home. She's like 60 something, right? And you say the name Sprinkle, she's probably like, oh my god, like what the hell? Like it's just like these little, it's like a little like subconscious, like maybe like a micro thing. But I would probably rename, and there's no disrespect to your name if you're watching this, it's just the fact that you want to be using like more of an American name or something like that. Sprinkle just is a bit of a red flag for some people. It just kind of flags that you're not from the local area, but your accent sounds great. I can tell you're from the Philippines, but most people like wouldn't be able to really tell that. Your accent sounds great, so I would definitely just like, if you're cool with it, obviously change the name to be something like John. I do love his energy at the beginning though.
Hello.
Hi, Diana.
Yes.
Hey, how's it going? This is Franco.
I do like that. It's like it's not too formal. It's not like, hey, this is blah blah calling from, hey Mrs. Jones, this is blah blah, I'm calling from ABC company and blah blah. It's like it's more like, hey, how you doing? Like it's more like friendly, which is really good because that builds like a connection much quicker than just like if it's like some formal thing. They think you're from the bank, or they think you're a cold caller, or like, they don't really get it. Where you're just like, hey, is this blah blah? It sounds like a friend's calling, right? It just like it feels a lot nicer and a lot warmer. Also, I'm gonna quickly open that up one more
Hello.
time.
Hi, Diana.
Yes.
Hey Diana, how's it going? This is Franco calling from Blevins. I believe we just spoke on.
The other thing, so I don't know the context of this call because he says he's just spoke to her, so I don't know how that connects. But assuming that this is like someone that maybe he spoke to previously, but he still needs to, maybe like she couldn't talk there and then, so he's rephoned her, like called her back. If something like that happened, and that's why he's calling it back now. So appointment setters always seem to mention the company name, which is okay, but really what you got to remember is that these people, usually they're from like Facebook ads, or they're from something where they've seen like an ad and they're opted into it, right? So you want to remind them of that as soon as you can. So whether it comes to the offer, whether it comes to the ad, all that kind of stuff, you want to be reminding them. The company name, people don't know, right? If you're like from ABC Fitness and you're saying to people, we're calling from ABC Fitness, if they've seen an ad, they don't know who ABC Fitness is. They have no idea who you are, so they're just like, right, like what? They're like, who are you call, like what's going on? Where if you're like, for example, I'll do a quick role play. It's like, hey Jamie, yeah, my name's Aaron. You would have seen one of our ads on Facebook. It was a guy running, or there's some woman doing this, or whatever the ad is, and maybe obviously mention the offer as well. Yeah, in the ad we talk about how we're going to help you get to your high school weight in 3 months. Does that ring any bells? Right, like it's like, oh yeah, you're then oh yeah, like they start to remember. If you just say, hey, I'm from ABC Fitness, they're like, no idea who you're, like, don't know what that is, because they're not like a warm lead. These are cold leads just generated on Facebook or wherever you generated them from, So I'd always like change that up a little bit, especially in the script. Let your appointment setters know what ads are running. Let them know the offers that you guys are running. You can even have that in like when your setter gets given the information to like who to call and when to call them with the Slack system. Hopefully you know what that is. Then in the Slack system, when it comes through, you can even have the offer as like a custom field and go high level. So like for every client, you have the custom field, right? And so you have an offer. So when it comes through, the appointment setter, as they make the phone call, it comes up in Slack and it tells them what the offer is for that client. So they can just use that off the bat, stuff like that can be really powerful.
I thought I'd just shoot you a quick call just to see if, confirm some information with you basically, and see if this program would be of any interest to you. Basically, you asked how to...
He just doesn't stop talking, right? So at like 4 seconds is when she says yes to answering to Diana, and then talks for about...
information with you basically, and see if this program would be of any interest to you. Basically, you asked how does this work, right? So we're a company that helps homeowners, retired homeowners specifically, tap into their home equity and get some extra cash flow without any extra monthly payments. So it says here you're looking to pay off some debt,
Still
right?
talking.
Um,
Okay, finally he stops talking, right? So definitely you've got to stop more. You've got to be asking questions and like let her speak. So there's a few times where he asks something, but it's not like a real question. He's just asking it, but then carries on going, right? So at one point he says something like, "Yeah, just seeing if you'd be interested in our offer," right? But then carries on talking. Let her answer. Let me just quickly find that bit again.
Franco calling from Blevins. I believe you just spoke on the phone right now.
So let her answer. I believe you just spoke on the phone, right? Oh yeah, we did. Okay, great. Like get some kind of like these like mini confirmations as you're talking. Otherwise, you're just like talking at her, and it doesn't really build any connection.
I thought I'd just shoot you a quick call just to see if confirm some information with you basically, and see if this program would be of any interest to you.
And so I stopped talking there, right? Like, be like, program of any interest to you. Silence. Silence is so important for this kind of stuff. Like being silent and let them talk a little bit, let them answer things. Really, really powerful. Also, he's using a lot of filler words. So in the first like 10 seconds of these kind of calls, it sounds like they've already spoke before, so she knows him, so it's not a cold call. But in the first like 10 seconds, you've got, or even 5 seconds, like you've got to convince them you're not a cold caller and that they actually opted in for something, right? So all these filler words, blah, 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 like that is gonna keep, you're just wasting time. You're just wasting time getting to what they actually care about and convince them to stay on the call. So just be careful of the filler words is what I'd say.
It's work, right? So we're a company that helps.
This is a bit here, right?
Basically, you asked how does this work, right? So we're
you asked how this work, right? And then carries on talking. Doesn't even let her answer.
Company that helps homeowners, retired homeowners specifically, tap into their home equity and get some extra cash flow without any extra monthly payments. So it says here you're looking to pay off some debt, right?
Finally, he lets her talk. And see how long it took her to reply? Because she's like thinking that he's going to carry on talking again. So he finally let her talk, which is great.
I need to do some home improvements on my house.
Mm-hmm.
And
so just getting some extra.
Okay, and then he cuts her off. Let people speak. Let them just speak. She said, I want to do some home improvements on my house. And she was about to say something else. And then he just like, oh, yeah, home improvement, yeah. Like, well, dude, like, silence. People don't utilize silence in sales calls. Silence is so powerful. Everyone wants to be talking all the time. But if you're silent and just let people talk, they'll give you so much. Like, so by the way, I'm the same. Like, I struggle with this as well when I do sales calls. But it's like if you're just silent, and when people are talking, they say, yeah, I want to do some home improvements. And even then, if they just say home improvements and you say silent a little bit, they'll probably give you more. They'll probably start going, yeah, and I'm also looking, and they'll just like start reeling off stuff and just like telling you stuff. And only when they've been like, once there's like a good like few seconds of silence, then be like, amazing, love that, and then repeat back to them what they've just said, right? Love it. You want to do some home improvements, you're looking to try and do this because you're doing this at this time, blah blah. Like repeat stuff back to them, right? But he just like jumps down her throat and is like, oh, yeah, like, and just starts interrupting her. Let me just quickly replay that bit so you can see what I mean.
I need to do some home improvements on my house.
Mm-hmm.
And
so just getting some extra cash flowing. Gotcha.
Just get some extra cash flow. Yeah, got it. Dude, she didn't say that. She didn't say that. She didn't actually say that. You're just like giving her something that she didn't even say, and you're just like dismissing her. Like you even say got. You say, oh yeah, extra cash flow, gotcha. Well, you haven't got her at all. You haven't gotcha because she that's not what she said. And then obviously I've listened to this call already, but let me quickly play the next bit.
And pay.
So she actually starts to interrupt him now. She's like, and I want to pay, and she's about to say something else, right? So let me quickly do that whole bit again.
Mm-hmm.
And
so just getting some extra cash flowing. Gotcha.
And pay.
So her being like and pay, and so she's about to the next thing is like her like being like, no, like I've got other things I want to talk about as well. Like this, like it's her screaming for like that chance to speak because you're not giving it to her.
A credit card off, and I owe just $2,400. I do home health care. I'm 63. I do home health care. I'm not retired, but I can't afford to. But I'm just looking at options to get the home improvements and get things paid off and have one monthly payment.
Okay, I understand completely. So you said
So he says he understands completely, which maybe he does, but it's way more powerful to like actually repeat back to them stuff. right? So she said about home improvement, and she said about credit card. So in that situation, I'd be like, oh yeah, I get it, completely understand. So you're looking to be able to get some home renovations done and pay off a credit card, but you kind of want a way to have like one loan, one monthly payment, rather than having like different credit cards, different home improve, like different things. Whatever, the patient can have it like under one like monthly bill. Is that right? One monthly payment. Oh yeah, that's like, and she's gonna feel heard, right? She's gonna be like, oh, that's it. That like, she's gonna be like, yeah, okay, this guy fucking gets me. This guy like gets my problem. He gets what I'm trying to do. And what you got to remember about all this stuff is that although what I'm talking about right now might not improve your chance of getting the actual appointment itself, right? Like people book appointments all the time. As an appointment setter, it's your job to set up the lead so the client can close them, right? So if you were doing that, for example, if you repeated back to her, you built these like little micro connections, made her feel heard, the chance of her turning up to the appointment you're about to set is going to be way higher, way higher. Okay, and that then means that the client obviously has a higher chance of closing because actually turn up to the appointment. They feel like, oh, you know what, these guys are so locked in. Like the guy I spoke to on the phone was really polite. He understood exactly what I was looking for. Now I'm speaking to ABC blah blah, whatever the guy's name is, and he's now talking to me really well and confirming things as long as he's a good sales guy, obviously. And then bam, like he gets closes. So you might think as the appointment setter, like you're not, as long as you're getting the appointment, you're done. That's not it. That is not your role at all. Your role is to set up the appointments so that they're easier to close and that the leads actually turn up. Okay.
You owe $2,400, but is that on your mortgage or it's just like
my mortgage?
Debt? On your
That's
mortgage.
My mortgage.
Okay. Oh, so it's almost paid off, right? Gotcha. Okay.
So he's asking questions, but it's kind of like not really. Again, it's like, oh, so your mortgage is almost paid off, and I'd even be like, that's amazing, congrats. Like give her something for that, right? Like that's amazing. The other thing as well is like the home improvement thing. Like don't be afraid to go off script. Don't be afraid to be like, oh, I love that. I like getting like recently my mom got her house done. Like it looks amazing. What kind of things were you thinking of getting? And then she starts talking, like she's like, oh, I wanted to get my kitchen done. We wanted to do it for years. My husband wouldn't let me. But now the mortgage is nearly paid off. He said that we can maybe get some money out of the house and do the home improvements would be really good. And then you can add more things. Right? Oh, okay, I love that. What kind of have you already found a kitchen, or like what kind of things are you looking to do? Oh yeah, this is kitchen. Oh, it's beautiful. Like it's got marble. They start selling themselves on this whole thing, like, and they're like, and all of a sudden they now link you to being the person who's going to access that dream of theirs. You're connecting their dream to you guys, to the appointment, right? So don't be afraid to ask these kind of questions as well, and like expand and just and build that genuine connection and ask questions. Like it's really powerful if you can do it properly.
And so just home improvement in general. I'm looking at your information here. It's just that it seems like you check out all the boxes.
So yeah, I'll just home improvement in general, blah blah. Again, like if he told you about a kitchen, told you about a bathroom, like you could be adding that in, like you'd be using all these like golden nuggets which you haven't collected because you haven't asked the right questions. And not that you're doing a bad job, like, this isn't bad. Most people do it like this, but to get to that next level, you got to do the stuff I'm saying. And
I was wondering if maybe we could set up a 10 to 15 minute call with Joe. He's actually our licensed specialist. He's a loan officer, and he'll just give you the rundown on how this works. Would you be free later today?
No, I have somebody coming to.
The fact he tries to book the appointment for the same day, love that. That's great. The closer you can get to the actual appointment, like to the timer on the phone, the better. If you book it out too far out, the no-show rate goes super high. It's not good.
Do a home repair later today.
It's like super fast. It's super fast.
I have someone coming today to do a home repair.
So she's not happy that he pushed, but I don't think he did that. I don't think he was wrong in that. He's like, yeah, no, look, it's like maybe you should have said the amount of minutes. Like, look, it's literally about 2 minutes. He's just going to give you a quick call. Like, maybe you should have said like that to sell her more on like doing it today. But he wasn't wrong in pushing, but obviously she didn't like that. So these kind of cues that people give you want to be obviously careful of and not to push. It's a skill in itself, but I don't think he did anything wrong there.
Okay.
And he just says okay, so they're free to do that bit quickly.
Later today.
It's like super fast. It's super fast.
I have someone coming today to do a home repair.
Okay. Anytime later in the week?
Okay, I wouldn't be saying later in the week. At that point, it's like, okay, cool, what about tomorrow? Like, always offer like the next day. Like, she was being very stern about booking it today. She said no, fair enough. what about the next day? Like, just don't say later in the week. Don't give her that option. Just be like, okay, great. What about tomorrow?
Does that work
tomorrow.
for you?
Tomorrow.
Okay, what time?
I wouldn't really ask her what time either. You can ask like mornings or afternoons. You can do that kind of thing, but you want to be reducing the friction as much as possible. So I would be looking at saying something along the lines of, okay, great. Yeah, do you prefer mornings or afternoons? She said mornings. Okay, awesome. I've got 10 a.m. and I've got or 11 a.m. Which one works best for you? Like, you want to reduce the friction, because if you just say to her, what time do you want? Then it's like, it's more friction for her. She has to think about it. She's like, it's like the city. So it literally takes energy out of people. It sounds so weird, but it's like, if someone wants to book an appointment with me, they're like, hey, what time do you want to speak? I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. Like, you're the one who wants the appointment with me. Like, you tell me some times you can do, and I'll pick the time that's best for me. Like, that's just the easiest thing. It's such a like small thing, but still, you want to reduce as much friction as possible.
Just tell me a time. Morning would be good.
Morning. Gotcha.
Yes, like, just tell me a time.
Schedule 1 minute.
Oh, hold on a second. Let me read that bit.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Okay, what time?
Tell me a time. Morning would be good.
Morning. Gotcha. Let me just check the schedule. 1 minute.
The schedule should already be open.
Your Eastern time, right?
Even before you start the call, your schedule should be open. You shouldn't have to like open the schedule, like, because now she's just sitting around waiting, and it's like, I'm sure the time it doesn't take that long for you to open it, but still, like, it's important to have two monitors. You can have like the call on one, like the script on another, with the calendar or somewhere. Like, have it all kind of in one area. Like, you want to reduce it again. You want to be as quick as possible.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me a time. Morning would be good.
Morning. Gotcha. Let me just check the schedule. 1 minute. Your Eastern time, right? Just making sure.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's nothing you can tell me about. I mean, has to be a way that you have to pay this program.
So now she's like coming up with like, okay, like, I don't need to understand how this works. About to book an appointment, but I've literally no idea like what's like how the program works. So yeah, obviously I understand why she's asking this.
Program off. So you have no way of. Do you make monthly payments? What do you do?
Well, it just depends on which program you actually end up doing with us.
Yeah, so he does this like little laugh. Like it's kind of like mocking her question. Right, like, I don't think he means to do this, but it's what it sounds like. I'll quickly repeat that bit.
Pay this program off. So you have no way of. Do you make monthly payments? What do you do?
Well, it just depends on which program you actually end up doing with us.
So it depends on which program you actually end up doing with us. Like, why are you laughing? It sounds really like, it sounds like you're like mocking her for asking the question. So in these situations, you want to make sure that you do have something to be able to like answer this a little bit. You could be like, look, yeah, no, we've got a few programs available. It could be monthly payments, it could be this, it could be that. But honestly, I'm not the mortgage advisor, or I'm not the loan officer. And then you can make a little joke if you want, like, yeah, no, I'm not the loan officer. I don't want to give you the wrong information. It'll be obviously better to speak to blah blah, and he'll be the one that'll be able to talk you through all the options. Is that okay? Oh yeah, great, cool, awesome, thank you. So I'd give your appointment setters more ammunition on like what they can say, and give them a bit more information potentially. What you don't want to do is give them too much information and they start reading from the script and things like that, because it just sounds horrible.
We offer every kind of loan and home equity program there is, but I mean, considering your LTV is really good because basically have your mortgage paid off and you have a lot of home equity, we can find something that works really well for you. So
here, it would be great to tie it into, like, if you let her speak earlier and she gave you all this information about how she wants to do her kitchen up and she wants to do this, and you can tie that in then, right? So it'd be like, yeah, so he'll be able to speak with you, and he'll be able to start the process started on how we can get you your dream kitchen, how we can get you the bathroom you wanted, and how we can get this swimming pool that you were saying about how you wanted earlier. Like, you can like start tying the appointment into her dreams. That's really what we want to be doing as well.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to go through it with Joe. Honestly, he can explain it better to you.
Okay.
I got 10 a.m. Does that work for you?
That's fine.
So now with this, like, 10 a.m. I got 10 a.m. Is that fine? She's like, that's fine. She kind of sounds like a little bit like she's not very content with what's going on. She sounds like a little bit like she's just doing it for the sake of it now.
You just have to go through it with Joe. Honestly, he can explain it better to you.
Okay.
I got 10 a.m. Does that work for you?
That's fine.
Yeah, she wants the answers. You haven't given them to her, and she's just like, all right, whatever, like, it's fine. So in these situations, you kind of have already. You don't want to be in a situation where like this happens because it's kind of hard to recover from. However, in these situations, you want to be trying to call out, like giving her a chance to explain that she's not happy so you can handle the objection, if that makes sense, right? So although it's not like really an objection, it's more like an objection to maybe not turn up to the appointment, because ultimately if she just stays silent, if she's not happy with something and you don't get it out of her and you don't confront what she's not happy about, she's not going to turn up to the appointment. She's just going to like cancel the, like she won't even cancel, she'll just ghost, right? Which is what we're trying to avoid here. So you want to be saying to her something along the lines of, you know, just asking her, are you sure it's okay? I'll do a quick role play of like, let me quickly play this back and I'll do a role play of what you should say.
Really well for you. I mean, you just have to go through it with Joe. Honestly, he can explain it better to you.
Okay.
I got 10 a.m. Does that work for you?
That's fine.
Okay, awesome. I can put this in right now. Are you sure 10 a.m. is fine, or would you prefer another time? We've got other times if that's best, right? Say it like that, and again, you've got to be careful with your tonality and the way you say things. You don't want to be like pushing her or anything like that. But saying like that gives her an out, even if you're not talking about the times, even if you're not like, even if the time itself is actually fine with her, you're using the time as an excuse to be able to like give her this door to maybe tell her about something else she's not happy with. Because then she would probably turn around and say, no, 10 a.m. is fine. I'm just a little bit confused to why you can't tell me anything about the program, right? It's like, oh, now you've got the real reason why she's like sounds like that, right? So giving her that by questioning her on something that it obviously isn't, but giving her that kind of door to be able to say what she's not actually happy with, right? Oh, I just don't understand why this, I don't understand that, or whatever it is. And then from there, it's like, oh no, I fully get it. And then you can like handle that objection, right? But like the reason why I'm not even qualified to be able to talk about this stuff. So that's why I'm kind of a bit uncomfortable telling you. Not that we don't have the information, it's just I'm honestly, I'm just not qualified, and I want to make sure I give you the best possible advice. And so if I give you something now and it's not right, like I just wouldn't feel great, and I feel like I've done you a disservice. Does that make sense? Oh yeah, okay. Like you can handle the objection a little bit better.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. Well, I'll set that up for you, and you'll be getting a confirmation text on this number that I'm calling and on the email you sent us in the form. Okay. If anything comes up and you need to reschedule, just send us a text and we'll figure it out for you, okay?
All right.
Love that bit at the end. Your tonality at the end sounds really, really sweet. It's really like you're actually trying to help her now.
Okay, perfect. I'll set that up for you, and you'll be getting a confirmation text on this number that I'm calling and on the email you sent us in the form, okay? If anything comes up and you need to reschedule, just send us a text and we'll figure it out for you, okay?
Just if anything comes up, and it's something happens and you want to reschedule, just send us a text and we'll figure it out for you. Love that. Like that tonality, it sounds like you actually care, comparing it to the start of the call where it was like, hey, yes, blah blah, yeah, no, we were chatting earlier. It's like very like kind of like salesy. This like sounds really genuine now, which is really nice.
All right, thank you, I appreciate it.
And you can hear her tone of voice change, right? When you speak to her like that, you can hear her tone of voice be like, thank you, I appreciate it. Because you can tell that you're actually sounding like you actually care about her now, which is awesome.
Okay, yeah, have a good one. God bless. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, love that. Love that. Awesome.